I've got some different cuts of venison here. This is all out of the hindquarter, okay? This is a trimmed bottom round. This is a not trimmed bottom round. This is a top round, and I want you to notice on this top round, the grain runs this way. So if I was to slice it this way, I'm still not cutting across the grain, and we'll get to more of that whole across the grain part. Another part of that hindquarter is the eye of round, which looks like it should be really tender. It looks loin-like, tenderloin-like, but it's not. It's actually a tougher piece of meat. And so what I would normally do with this is tenderize it somewhat. There's a jacquard deal, it's kind of a spring-loaded deal that you can use to tenderize it. You can just stab it with a fork a whole bunch of times. You can slice it very thinly and do a stir fry out of it. But keep in mind, it's not going to be tender like a loin or a tenderloin. I strongly suggest that you try going rare to medium rare. Take a meat thermometer and go about 130, 135 degrees at the center. Let it rest for a few minutes, and you're going to find that you have an infinitely more tender deer steak than you might have had before. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rub it with some olive oil. And there's only about 3 grams of fat in a 3.5 ounce portion. It's very, very lean, not very forgiving. If you look at a piece of venison the next day after you've cooked it, you don't see a lot of fat like you do on a prime rib. This is going into the grill. Most of the gamey taste from your game comes from mishandling in the field and overcooking. They're starting to sweat a little bit. Even though they've been dry aged, they don't have a whole lot of liquid in them. You can tell we're starting to get a little bead of liquid there. Now, if the meat sticks to the grill, you just need to wait a second. If it doesn't flip, it just means it's not ready. You want to get it charred on that side, and then it'll flip easily. You see that? That color right there, that's what you want. This is almost a little bit overcooked for me, and it's really, really tender. And this is bottom round. That's not known for being all that tender.